Hey guys, as requested, I'm going to review the latest video by Bryan Johnson. It's called Will My Son's Blood Make Me Younger? This will be my fourth video on Bryan Johnson, and in all of the previous ones I told him that he looks like a sick vampire and that he should start consuming blood. And then all of a sudden last week he posts a video about his son's blood. Did he watch my reviews or what is going on here? We'll see.
Well, the science is actually pretty fascinating. Regular transfusions of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
Yes, generally consuming the blood of a younger animal, it doesn't matter what kind of an animal it is going to make you younger and obviously generally healthier.
Bryan Johnson.
Bryan Johnson.
Bryan Johnson.
He calls himself the world's most measured human.
He's spending $2 million a year on a team of 30 doctors.
To reverse
This is getting dark.
aging.
Whoa.
Good morning. The challenging thing is I need to eat this somehow before we get on the airplane. I'll get my clothes on, get this packed up. I'm ready to go. Are we on time? So packing away light today, 24-hour trip, so just the essentials. And this I'll show this to my dad and say, hey dad, you're gonna get this tomorrow when you're...
He eats all of this garbage. I wonder if he realizes what the actual elite consume.
Plasma.
At Blueprint, we have evaluated hundreds of longevity therapies, and I thought it would be pretty epic if my son, my father, and I completed.
The only one who's going to be paying here really with his health is going to be the youngest son.
The world's first multi-generational plasma exchange.
Plasma is a part of our blood, so when we get our blood drawn, we see a bunch of red stuff. A part of that is the plasma, which can be separated from it. And it started with this really wild
Are they actually only going to inject the plasma? That's an absolute waste.
experiment where two mice were actually sewn together to share the same circulatory system. It was an old mouse and a young mouse. The results showed that the old mouse got younger.
The proposal is not that my father and I get sewn together. The proposal is that I donate my younger plasma to my father. It's possible that this will help him in a variety of ways. There have been several human trials since the mouse study, but young plasma is still an experimental invasive therapy. Even though we completed a battery of baseline measurements on him, there's some level of risk here.
We're leaving at 10:30.
You know what? I might just rep the merch.
Nice.
A year ago, I was living with my mom in Virginia, and I had grown up in a religion for all my life, but I'd never really been into it. And a couple years back, my dad actually had left the religion, and he was sort of the outsider kept at bay by my siblings and I because he didn't check the religion box, he could not be trusted. I started to develop a relationship with my dad, and we began working on practical things together, like my homework. And slowly I began to develop a trust for him because I saw that in the areas he's helped me in life, he has had a good track record at helping me succeed. And so that sort of bled into other areas of my life.
He seems so robotic. There's something really wrong with this relationship.
And eventually I came to the conclusion that I wanted to leave the church I grew up in and come out to California to live with him. And it was the best decision I've made in my life.
Hey, how much?
There's a delay. Hey, Thomas.
Well, so I was updating my algorithm of the number of cameras on you. So it seems like you're doing really well.
I think so.
I've been so proud of Talmadge because he has not been on camera at all.
His eye bags and dark eye circles have gotten even worse. Every time I watch a new video, it's worse. Just really look at them.
And Talmadge is learning extraordinarily fast. I'm impressed. We are on time. As an alt. Nutter Butters.
Funny, he has the sunglasses on in the car. He's so afraid of the sun. Jesus, man.
Little snack size and then cookie size Oreos. And you know what? With this option set, we will choose nutty.
Oreos aren't a big part of the blueprint.
Wow, he got some sun for a few seconds. Probably the healthiest thing he did since he started the Blueprint protocol.
You guys want to check in self-service?
There are so many things that can go wrong. We've planned this entire thing to happen in 24 hours. Not a single thing can go wrong. So I'm pretty nervous about this.
I'm actually excited. This is like the first thing where I'm actually having something done to my body.
He also has dark eye circles at his age already. Wow.
significantly that's supposed to help it besides blueprint.
Yeah. Do I want your plasma? Like, how's your plasma been? What's the warning label here?
For about 16 years of my life, I've had unlimited sugar, so just be ready for that.
We're 34,000.
Oh my god. Good lighting to really see how terrible he looks like.
We're flying to Dallas. We're about an hour into the flight. We just had some food. Yeah, we're going to go into land. I'm going to see my dad, which I'm really excited about, because I haven't seen him in about a year. We talk a lot on the phone, but I haven't been with him.
Great anti-aging protocol, man.
Talmadge is right behind me. I need to check in to see what he's eating to make sure his plasma's okay. All right, so I'll see you guys 2 hours. We'll be landing. I'll see you in Dallas. We just arrived in Dallas, waiting to find out where our baggage claim is going to be. Don't know if the bags made it through. The plasma did. We smuggled it inside of each of us, so that was good. I'll drive.
My name is Bryan. I'll be your driver today.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't drive with him. He could really pass out at any time. Seriously.
This is Dad. Wow. Dad, you look amazing.
I think that's the first time my son
I don't know about that.
and my father and I have all hugged together. That was a...
That's weird. That's a really weird relationship. Families should hug and love each other every day. It's a really dysfunctional relationship if that's the first time. Really abnormal.
beautiful moment that I will never forget.
Where do you want?
Yeah, because it's abnormal that it only happened now. Really strange. You should really think about what's going on there.
Yeah, go ahead next to Talmadge.
Okay, Dad.
I get a lot of meanness directed towards me for Project Blueprint. It does something special to just get under people's skins. They seem to just boil and they want to just unleash on me. I do have to confess, I do love it. All right, let's do the first one. I hope he gets hit by a bus. The thing on this though, I wonder what happens if a bus gets hit by me. Maybe he chokes on a piece of broccoli or mushroom. This is actually legit. There's there's so much irony in life. And if I were to die, it would probably be choking on broccoli. Good comment.
We arrived at the hotel and the remaining thing we have to do is get pictures. There's only 20 minutes of sunlight left, and also my bedtime is fast approaching and I just don't negotiate with my bedtime, ever.
Actually go, physically go. Pull him up, pull him up. Woo!
His father looks like a typical guy with metabolic syndrome.
Appreciate you.
Cool, you look great. Dad, you want to take center?
If you had to summarize, what would you say?
You can think about this as things an individual can do to be healthy and well. We typically think about it as an individual doing something, but rarely this intimate of a setting where you're exchanging biofluids in a way that's meaningfully going to impact your body.
I feel like today that pool experience was like...
How can he think about doing this but not realize that humans in nature consume raw animal organs and drink blood? How can he not after this start thinking, oh, maybe I should get a freaking farm with these millions, have young animals there and consume their blood, which is what humans do in nature. But no, he goes back to California probably and eats his garbage vegan packaged food. Really strange.
Hey, you ever done a multi-generational exchange? Never.
So Father Johnson, how are you feeling today?
Absolutely spectacular.
Did you eat a good breakfast?
No, he didn't feed me. He's over there eating the blueprint and he gives me a muffin.
Well, I'm going to bring some candy bars. Is that okay?
You're my new best friend. Thank you. Plasma exchanges have been going on electively for probably about the past 8 to 10 years. More often, people have used plasma transfusions and young plasma for hair regeneration, so injecting into the scalp. If you think about it, people have been donating plasma since the 50s and 60s. It's beneficial for the donor as well as the recipient.
All right, well, Talmadge will be up first. Is that cool?
Whoa.
1 liter out, 1 liter in for me, 1 liter out for me, liter into Dad. If you look at the results of our blood work, we're almost indistinguishable.
I could be a part of a blueprint therapy that would help reverse my age and my dad's age and my grandpa's age all at the same time. And so I was
How would it reverse his age? Did they lie to him? Does he not realize that he's the only one who loses here?
ecstatic to have that opportunity to be a part of that.
They really tricked the kid. Jesus.
That's in the bag.
It's a nice looking bag.
Normally this filter is filled with all kinds of junk that your blood has inside of it, but this is completely clean, and there's usually something in there, but there's just nothing in here.
I created this human. He's now almost 18 years old. We're now doing this together. Like, I never imagined in my entire life this kind of relationship with my child.
You're basically draining out your son's life, and blood is actually known in many cultures as the soul. So you're really taking away his soul for your own gains. That's it. And he only loses.
Thanks for the plasma.
No worries.
All right, Dad.
Get down here, let's give you a hug. Go out of there.
I don't
The dad's blood they might as well just throw away.
want to ruin your needle.
No, you're not gonna hurt my needle.
There are parallels in my childhood and also Talmadge's childhood. My parents divorced.
People have been commenting a lot about his fingernails. There's a few theories, but the most likely one is that he's hiding something, which could be, for example, deficiencies which show up on the fingernails. Maybe there's ridges there. Maybe they are very noticeable, so he paints them for these videos. Maybe he doesn't always do that, but for sure, it's not normal, obviously, to do that.
When I was 3 years old, my father was understood as this ostracized, outcast person. He didn't help himself with some of the struggles he had in his life, where as a child, and I'm trying to process who my dad is and what he's doing, and this is not a judgment on my father. He's had his own life journey. That's fine. Ironically, I lived a similar version with my children.
You know, Bryan has been a magnificent kid. Through the problems that I had, he was always the one that would reach out. But, you know, there's still that hurt.
What a great experience.
You feel love?
Yes.
All right.
When we got back in the bus, the mood had changed.
So strange. They could have went for a hunt as a family, killed some young deer, for example, drank the blood together, and everybody would have come out healthy from that. Whereas now, only Bryan won.
Look at that stud walking off in the distance. He must feel good with this new plasma. People are gonna start staring. We're like, who's this dude?
This trip was remarkable. It honestly exceeded my expectations in every possible way. The multi-generational plasma, it was a first in the world to ever be done. Also, it was an emotional experience for Talmadge, my dad, and I. We were able.
How can you be so absolutely stupid and get blood from your son instead of actually getting blood from other animals, or basically what the elite does? It just doesn't make any sense. How can you be so rich but so incredibly stupid at the same time?
To reconcile, we were divided by the mind and we were unified by our biology, and it was sweet and caring and loving, and it was just one of the most beautiful experiences of my entire life. I'm appreciative that we are able to do this on journey with you, and hope you enjoyed it. All right, now for one last bit, for the 100,000th subscriber, I will give you 1 liter of my plasma.
As if anybody wants that, really. Also, he's not vegan anymore. Yes, he didn't drink the blood, but still, he got animal blood inside of his body. But then again, he was consuming a lot of supplements, which are also not vegan, so who cares?
Subscribe below. Just kidding.
Alright, that was a joke at the end, but really, who would want his toxic blood full of poisons from the medication, supplements, and the terrible poisonous food that he eats? He looks terrible. If you would consume his blood or plasma, you could actually end up getting seriously sick, because if you consume the blood of a sick animal, which is the case here, then you could actually get seriously sick yourself, which is why you should always only drink blood or eat meat from healthy animals. He could easily, as I said, get the purest, best blood on earth and actually really start reversing his age, actually follow nature and consume what humans consume in nature, except that he even has the choice of getting the best possible quality food. But instead, he's consuming synthetic, toxic garbage, horrible food, and gets blood from his son, which is the only good thing that he has done ever since he started his blueprint project. Hilarious. What an absolute tool. Thanks for watching.